Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tao of the Day. This is Martin John. I have some notes still to write for my Tao book before it comes out, but I am excited to present you guys with a little Tao of the Day from my translation of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is an ancient text written about 600 BCE, and it is filled with enigmatic wisdom and sort of poetic language all around how to live a more reasonable life. I've said this before and I'll say it again. What does it mean to live a reasonable life? It means that you don't ask the world or other things or people to change for you. You do your work and step back. You do what needs to be done and then you let it go. You don't want, you don't desire, you just wake up, do what needs to be done, and sleep when you're tired, eat when you're hungry, and shut the fuck up. That's how to live a more reasonable life. And if you're interested in living a more reasonable life, please step up and pick a number between 1 and 81. And the reason we pick a number between 1 and 81 is because there are 81 verses in the Tao. Each of these are short, poetic verses that help us understand what it means to live a more reasonable life. If you are if you are into tarot cards or things like that, picking a number is similar to picking a tarot, because deep in your heart you know the Tao. Why? Because the Tao has been in our consciousness for 3,000 years. We know what we need to know, we know what we need to hear. And when you ask yourself a number, when you ask me a number, you get to have that. You get to hear what it is you need to hear. And when you hear it, it sparks light and life into your existence. And so I'm going to read 67, the three lessons. This verse is really interesting to me because it relates to other verses. It harks back to some other things. It's one of the later verses. There's 81. This is 67. So we're wrapping up what the Tao is. And what it states here is the title is Three Lessons. The Three Lessons. Caught in manifestation, some people say Tao is stupid. Others say it is a beautiful idea, but it cannot be achieved. They cannot see it is neither an idea nor something to be achieved. Lost in a world of endless solutions, they cannot recognize truth. Tao asks us to live with only three things: compassion, moderation, and humility. With compassion, you will be able to care for all things without having to ask if they deserve it. With moderation, you will be able to be generous without them needing to prove they are worthy of it. With humility, you know you are going to die like all things, thus you treat all things with dignity and respect. Abandoning these will only lead to trouble. So these are the three lessons of life, right? These are the three things that Tao asks you to live with. These are the three things that Tao asks you to learn and to embrace throughout your life: compassion, moderation, and humility. So right now, you can ask yourself in your thoughts, are you being compassionate? In your actions, are you being moderate? Right? Like, have you been sitting on wisdom for the last 12 hours and not given any attention to anything else, or been splitting your attention between things? And humility, are you judging the things around you? Or are you being humble in the light that is surrounding you? So this starts by saying, caught in manifestation, some people say Tao is stupid. And that's fine. Tao doesn't care. Tao is just there. And if we are totally caught in manifestation, then Tao is stupid. Because when you're caught in manifestation, when you're caught in the senses, Tao simply doesn't make any sense, because it's not a direct line to something. It is only a it only seems like It's you can't prove it. You can't prove Tao, and that's why it sounds stupid. If I can prove, right, like this is what my mom always says and does, right? She gets caught in the idea that like, A plus B equals C. So she one of her favorite words is the word right. And asking the question like, right? Isn't that true? Isn't it true that if I do this, it means this, right? And my mom probably thinks Tao is stupid. I mean, actually, my mom may be the other one, someone who thinks Tao is a beautiful idea, but it can't be achieved, right? Um, so maybe that's where my mom is, but she's definitely, at times will think Tao and doing what you do that can't be proven, that doesn't have any structure is stupid, right? She's not going to let go of everything and allow the world to be as it is. She wants to be in control. She is stuck in manifestation. She is stuck in what is happening around her any without any connection to it. Like it's just that is that and I am this and these are separate. And that's where my mom is stuck, right? And because my mom is stuck there, she can very easily say, well, that was stupid. And that's fine. Tao doesn't care. Others say Tao is a beautiful idea, but it cannot be achieved. They cannot see it as neither an idea nor something to be achieved. So that's the progression, right? First start with somebody that is caught in manifestation. All they're looking at is what is happening around them because it's such a beautiful hallucination. It's great to sit around and say, oh, the manifestation says I don't have a job, so I'm poor, and this is what is, and this is just what it is, and I'm a victim to it. Or the manifestation is telling me I am the victim of this relationship. It is it is this, it is that, whatever. It is all these things, and in doing all of that, in all of that stuff, right? Like you're just caught in manifestation. Now, once you start to break from manifestation and you start to see, oh, there is some magic out there. And this is where most people are today. This is probably where you are in this idea, in this place of like saying that Tao is a beautiful idea, but it cannot be achieved, right? Like you can't do that. You can't get to a place where this is true and dot dot dot, like and so you're vigilant and you're angry and you have all these things that are going on in your life and you're still being affected deeply by manifestation. And as you're affected by manifestation, as you're constantly being held down by manifestation, you just allow yourself to stay away from Tao, stay separate from Tao. Caught in manifestation. As those who are caught completely in manifestation say Tao is stupid. Others who are not completely caught in manifestation say it's a beautiful idea, but it can't be achieved. They cannot see it is neither an idea to achieve nor something, an idea nor something to be achieved. It is just what is. And then they are lost in the world of endless solutions that they cannot recognize truth. That's the thing. They're lost in a world of solutions. Are you lost in a world of solutions? Like, are you lost in a world of like manifesting? Like this is the solution to my pain is I'm gonna manifest $1 million and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna. Is that where you're at? Like, then you're here in this place of like being caught in manifestation and saying that, like, although Tao is beautiful, it's beautiful to believe that there's this power. This power is mine to wield, not mine to surrender to. And there's a big difference there. There's a big difference in you getting what you want, right? Because that makes sense, right? That's still being caught in manifestation. This idea that like I want something. As soon as you want something, you're losing sight of the depth of the life that you can be living. So So these are two types of people in the world, right? Like this is expressing two types of people, one that is caught in manifestation and one that says, yes, Tao is beautiful. It's Tao. One caught in manifestation and says Tao is stupid, and the other is hears Tao and says, yes, that's beautiful, but it can't be achieved. Now, for the master, the person who is going to embrace Tao, Tao has a couple requests, right? Simple requests. Tao asks us to live with only three things. These are the three lessons that you need to learn in your life: compassion, moderation, and humility. That's it. That's it. If you have these three things, you have everything, right? If you say Tao is stupid, then you are not living with humility, right? Others say it's a beautiful idea. Once again, you're conceding it's a beautiful idea, but it cannot be achieved. So once again, you lose your humility, you lose your ability to be moderate, and you don't have compassion for others because you are here in the world trying to live your life, live your separate life, live your life separate from everybody else. And you want to be happy. Well, happiness isn't something that you get to just, have, right? But you don't know that because you're caught in manifestation. You think that it is this thing out here that's affecting your happiness, but it's not. So Tao asks us to live with this compassion, moderation, and humility. With compassion, you will be able to care for all things without having to ask if they deserve it. Here, these next couple lines are all about this idea of like, hey, you can be compassionate, but can you be compassionate to those that you believe don't deserve that compassion? Because you're probably not. You're probably hard on those that you believe don't deserve your compassion. But when you are completely compassionate, you don't ask whether someone deserves it or not. That's not a question. They don't have to deserve it in order to receive it. Compassion is something that they inherently receive from you. Now, that doesn't mean that you're a sucker. That doesn't mean you go out and get yourself hurt or killed or whatever just because you're being compassionate. You deal with what you deal with, of course. But with compassion, you're able to care for all things without having to ask if they deserve it. With moderation, you will be able to be generous without them needing to prove they are worthy of it. So this is the thing, moderation means that you don't overstimulate or overgive or over anything to anything in your life, right? You don't do something to a point where, like with moderation, you do things with moderation. You act with moderation. You dedicate a moderate amount of time to your work, to your family, to your friends, to your all the things. And when you are moderate, you will be able to be generous. Why? Because you haven't overextended yourself anywhere. And that generosity is given to others. And that this doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It has to do with attention, time. It has to do with, even compassion and humility. Like you step to a position where it's like, I can be moderate in this space. They don't have to prove they're worthy of your generosity. And that's what a lot of people do. Like, well, if I'm going to give this to you, what if you do this with it? Well, what's it to you what I do with what you give me? Whether you give me money or attention or time. Why do you want to dictate how I use it? And that's a big deal. Finally, this one says, with humility, you know you are going to die like all things, so you treat things with dignity and respect. Lois, how are you, dear?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing, Mr. Martin John?
I am doing very well. Very well indeed. It was so wonderful to hang out with you yesterday.
It was cool. And I'm been raving about that Ethiopian restaurant, man. I've been telling everybody. I was saying I'm gonna find me one that's gluten free in Vegas, man.
Yeah. So
So
traditional, like the traditional bread that they use is gluten free. So you just want to ask, is it gluten free? Because they can make it with other sorts of grains that are not gluten free. So, but the traditional bread is. So as long as they're making it traditionally, it should be easy to find.
I'm because I look. I told Sharente. Sharente says, "What Ethiopian food?" I said, "Yeah." I told Cecilia. She said, "Oh, I haven't had none since I was in New York." And everybody, I've been telling everybody about that
Oh,
food.
go on. I'm so glad.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
because it's very rare that I can find food that tastes good that I actually like,
And
whether
it was
whether gluten free or not. You know.
after I dropped you off and everything, I was like, like it's like I felt really good because your energy level was up and everything, and it was like you ate and you ate a bread and like there was no gluten in it. It was just healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I felt good, and I came back here, and I did some things, and then I took me a nap. But it was really good. Usually, if I told you if it's questionable, as soon as I eat it,
Yeah,
I start getting sleepy, and it's like, oh my God, I don't feel so good, and then I end up falling asleep. You
yeah,
know. But yeah, so let me pick number 35 because Brianna would have been
yep.
35 today.
35. This is entitled "The Senses Distract." Those who know Tao cannot be harmed. They removed resistance, and peace remains, even amid great pain and danger. Oh.
Mm.
Exciting the senses will distract people, while they see Tao as silly, wasted time.
Huh.
If you look for it, you will see nothing. If you listen for it, you will hear nothing. If you use it, it will support you forever.
Oh goodness, goodness, goodness.
And
I
that just
love I
that
love the
reminds
power
me.
of the unseen. I love the power of the unseen.
It just
Okay.
reminds me of like what you were telling me about sending your angels yesterday.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And this all this is would just confirm it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, some people think it's silly when I say call your angels, call well, they ain't gonna
Hmm.
help me do this. I'm like, I don't know how to do plumbing. I said I fix plumbing. I don't
I
know how to
remember
fix a
that. Yeah, yeah,
dryer.
yeah.
I
That's
fix
right.
a dryer. So to
Yep.
me, it's like the angels are here to help us with everything. And the thing is, the angels are part of that energy of the dial. That's part of God.
Hmm.
That's part
Yeah.
of the universe. That's part of what keeps us functioning and things going. So, yeah, this is good, and plus,
So
especially
this,
because Brianna is gone now, and
yeah,
she's part of. She's
she's
well,
part of the
she
Tao.
is her
She's,
strong. Her energy is much stronger than it was when she was on Earth.
I
Okay.
see this line in the middle where it's like, exciting the senses will distract people, while they see Tao as a silly waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like like, oh, my washing machine's broken. It's like, okay,
Right.
well, now that is exciting the senses, right? My senses are excited because my washing machine's broken. And so
Yeah.
now they're distracted, and now they're out there, and if you were to tell that person while they're trying to find a plumber, you tell them, "Hey, look, why don't you just sit down and be quiet and call your angels to get this done?" They're going to be like, "No, that's silly. Like that's not going to get this done." Da 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 da. And it's like that's going to be the exact thing that gets it done.
Yeah. That it is. Hold on one second. You don't have a safety pin. I can't do that because I need waiting. Okay. Well then, where's the prepare? I only have enough. I have enough exactly for what I have to do. Okay, that means you gotta watch it. Okay, I'm sorry, Mark John.
No, 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 that's all right.
Okay.
We are
Yeah.
we are one with the Tao. Everything that happens is happening for a reason. We're good.
Okay. So yeah. So it's about knowing, just knowing that even though people call it senseless and call me woo woo or whatever,
Uh
I
huh.
just know that when I call the angels, they come and they help, and if I send them, they go and they help.
Yeah.
And it's like it's my angels telling the other person's angels to pick it up. I mean, 'cause sometimes we forget that we have angels and we don't ask for them. Like I was telling you yesterday, it's like the unemployment line. They
Yep.
see
That's
us
right.
struggling and they say ready set, and then we never call them, and they
Yeah.
never get to go. So
That's right.
I'm learning now. Call them every time. I don't care how silly it sound, how silly it look. I call them.
That's right.
You know.
And because it is the work. It is the most important work is to call on those things that know more than
Right.
we do. you know.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You know, and I know, for me, I know that if I hadn't called them on when I was really, really sick, I wouldn't still be walking right now because
Mhm.
they were the one who helped me off that floor. Sharente, let me help you get. Let me help you. No, no, Sharente, my God said my angels was gonna help me. I'm gonna let they telling me I can make it to this myself. I will crawl until I can stand up. And next thing I know, I was walking back to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to worry about that. So to me, the angels, look, they've been showing up for me from the time I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
because I got saved from, I experienced a lot of the abuse, but there was so much more I was saved from. You know what I mean? I mean,
Hmm.
seriously, I was saved from grave bodily damage. One,
Yeah.
okay, because at any one of them times that I was assaulted, I could end up on the back of a milk cart.
Right.
You know, when
Absolutely.
them lost
Absolutely.
kids, you know.
Yeah.
So I see their hand in everything, and now that I know that I can call them at will when I'm having a tough time, or when somebody else is having a tough time, it gives me that peace. And
Hmm.
and then I know that and when they show up like they do, man, oh man! Because my sister said the day that I sent him to help with my daughter, she said, you know, Lois, the purple flowers came in my grass again. I'm like, what do you mean? She says, well, they cut the grass, and every time when I'm thinking about Brianna and stuff, I'll go outside and it's a grass full of these little tiny purple weed flowers. She said they
Mm.
had just cut the grass, so I know they weren't there last night. But when I woke up this morning, all of my whole grass was covered with the purple flowers. So 2 hours later, I told my husband to go. Told me, she said, I told Charles to go look at, and they were all gone. I'm thinking,
Wow.
what the? But she said this has happened several times since Brianna's left. It was her way of Brianna coming to her when she first came, when she first crossed over. So
Yeah.
this whole, people want to call it woo woo, they want to call it whatever. And I'm gonna say this: if woo woo works, what's the wonder about woo woo?
That's right. Why?
Why
If
if I
it
find
works.
it works? I look, I got healed,
Yeah.
okay, by following what I was being told. That was nobody was outside of me telling me nothing. It was inside of me saying, okay, now go do this, now do that, now research this, now look for that, now tap
Mhm.
on this, now tap on, and now I'm finding out all the stuff that I was doing intuitively is a healing modality.
Right. And that's the thing. The only thing it is we are intuitive. If we didn't know how to write, we would have just if we didn't know how to write and read and put our faith in other things, we
Mm-hmm.
would put our faith in Tao. And our faith in Tao is like you're tapping on stuff, you're squeezing stuff, you're pushing stuff, you're pulling
Mm-hmm.
stuff, you're doing stuff to yourself. You're thinking stuff to yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out, oh, someone wrote a book about this. I thought I was doing it intuitively. You were doing it intuitively. It is intuitive. It is natural to know
Mm-hmm.
truth. Once
Yes.
it's written down, although there are lessons to it, that's the problem. You shouldn't write it down. Just because if you're pushing on something and it works, when it doesn't work, you're going to push on something else, not say, well, the book says.
Exactly. And you won't be stuck in the thing that the book has the answer.
Right. Because the book ain't got
Oh,
the
that's so
answer.
good. That's so good. Cause the answer ain't in the book. The answer's in you. And the book is
Right.
all that doing is priming the pump. You know,
That's
it's
right.
like, so oh my good, that was good, Martin.
Yeah, and that's a thing that like really that's why so many times we use those things that help us you know accelerate. We
Hmm.
actually they become things that hold us down
Yeah.
because
They
we
limit
can't
us.
see beyond it. We can't see beyond it.
Because we trust in them.
Right. We put our faith in something else rather than the Tao within us, rather than ourselves, rather than being like, oh, look, this feels funky. And then someone comes up and goes, actually, it should be 2 inches lower. And
Hmm.
then you're like, oh, okay, well, let me do it 2 inches lower and be like, well, that doesn't feel as good, but I'll do it because the book says. It's like, no, if you're different, put it
Yes.
there. Like like even right now, I'm just pushing on a part like just under my collarbone, and I'm just kind of holding it there, and I'm like, that feels good. And then like I move an inch or a half inch, and I'm like, oh, that
Hmm.
feels. Oh, we're just moving things around in here. That's nice. Like and
Yeah.
then just exploring your body and that subtle energy.
Yeah, and the tapping for me, the tapping has been a
Yeah.
godsend, and then to find out that it's called energy frequency tapping. Somebody just named it. That's all. They were doing it just same way I was doing it, tapping on stuff, making the energy move, not knowing what I was doing, but said something would say, "Hit, just tap on your stomach while it's hurting. Just tap on it," and I tap on it, and then it would stop hurting, and I was like, "Oh, that was relief." Okay, then like I said, finding out this energy frequency tapping, but all it is that they intuitively knew what they were doing, and then they wrote a book about it so other people would know that there's a power to intuitively know this stuff, not so they can give you a guide to this is how you fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about just this us coming together, and whether it's by book or by intuit our intuition, and just trusting that which is unseen.
Yeah.
So
We have to trust the unseen. We have to trust ourselves, and like, and I think that's the path forward, is like, is starting to, let go of the facts and
mhm.
start looking for truth.
Yes, and that's what it is. Because the thing is, the facts is just the facts. The thing is, when we start putting adjectives on the facts, then we start distorting the facts.
That's right.
Fact is, these things just are. That's just the way
That's
it.
right.
You know.
And when
So
we look at the title of this, the senses distract, and the
yeah.
senses are like, like your sense of something, like even, like when you feel something deeply, that's one thing. But when you have a when your senses are excited
Mhm.
because you're looking at something, or you're told, you're even when you're told you're right by someone else, and you go, oh well, this person said that what I do is this, now let me continue to revisit that person
Yeah, because that person
to
is going to
prove
validate me.
right.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to validate my ass. But it's like, really, I need to validate myself.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
So yes, 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 and I like that. When you read the first line, what's the name of the title? Because I had something, and then I started listening to you because I didn't want to
The
miss the
senses,
response.
the senses distract.
Okay, okay. So for instance, this is a good for instance. When the government is getting ready to put something over on us, they generally distract us by blowing up something that's already been there and making us believe that it's something else. And I still forgot the name that they gave that the water flooding in California, but whatever it was, it sounded like a new natural disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, but it really wasn't. It was them putting smoke screen up to deflect from the fact that they had spent all the money doing other stuff that they were supposed to do, fixing up California's flood drains and all that kind of stuff. Because they figured we don't need to fix it because it's a drought. It's not going to
Yeah.
rain that much when we need to fix it. And so they put up that this is the what, I don't know what it was called. Shit, I wish I knew it was called, but I laughed for days. That's why I'm surprised. I don't know what they
Yeah.
called that flooding. But the thing is, that was to make everybody get in fear, distract them, so that they can pull more money, to do what they already pulled the money to do that they didn't do. So, and the government does it when they did pass NutraSweet. It was other stuff going on in the country, and everybody's eyes was focused on the other stuff. And then the lobbyists and everybody went behind everybody's back during this turmoil that was going on in the White House, and they passed
Mm,
that NutraSweet bill where you actually can get NutraSweet to sweeten stuff when it was a chemical that wasn't even had nothing to do with food.
right.
Okay, it was poison. It was a bunch of stuff, bunch of chemicals, and they said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this tastes sweet. This tastes like sugar." And they said, "Oh, it causes cancer." And they were like, when they didn't pass 3 times, and then after it passed, the congressperson who helped to pass the bill, it was then the head of that company.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It,
That's
it
all.
was
They
really
just
dirty,
they.
dirty.
It's all dirty. It's all dirty because it's like, because people have a desire to make money. People have a desire to, you know, be proud, or affect something, or people have a desire for things. And because they have a desire for it, they can't be trusted. Like, if you have a desire to do something, well, then that desire is going to taint your real space of like what you can, um, what you can experience. Like desire can alter what you're looking to, what your integrity. If you have a desire for something, your integrity can be questioned.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, other thing is on the other end of that, fear sells.
Yes, it
Fear of
does.
inadequacy will sell makeup products. Fear of failure will sell different instruments that's supposed to guarantee success. Fear and nothing guarantees anything. It's all just the fucking illusion. And when we realize that all of it is an illusion, and
That's
they're
right.
using our senses to sell us stuff, and that's what's been going on for eons. You
Yep.
know, and whether they're selling us themselves by the words that they're saying, by inciting emotions in us, and or by singing a song that makes us cry, it
Hmm.
this emotions sell people things because it moves them. And the thing is that we have to get to a place where we notice stuff and we say, where we see what the fact is, we say, okay, this just is, and then move beyond that. Because but what happens is, again, our senses fixate on something,
And they
either
distract
fear,
us from
and
truth.
it distract us from what is fucking really real.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, I've been doing a lot over the last couple weeks, and like I've been working at this university and doing this work with this consultant team and stuff, and we're working with their School of the Arts and stuff, and I am very closely tied to their performing arts group, and they asked me if I would read in a reading of a play. And I said, like I just say yes to everything, so I don't care. I'll do it. And then they reached back out to me and they said, oh, you know what? Because it turned out to be the lead.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, we had someone that read it really well, and they might be able to do it, but would you be able to then do the stage direction? And I said, yeah. I want you to know that I don't care.
Always has something to do with
Like I don't care
I don't
if
know what.
I'm reading the lead or if I'm reading stage direction, if I'm not reading at all. Like it's like I'm not distracted by being excited by this because it's just not exciting for me. Like I can do it and it's fine, but like sometimes getting excited for me at least is distracting. And I start doing things that I don't really want to do because I'm excited about something in some way.
Excitement is distracting, because excitement or anxiety, both is the same thing on the different end of the sword.
Uh-huh.
Okay, makes you, it distracts you, and then it makes you procrastinate too,
Mhm.
because you be like, I got to get this right. I got to get this right. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then you frick around and leave something that you needed, or you end up wasting your time looking
And
for
you get
something
tired and all
extemporaneous.
sorts of
Or
stuff.
you, yes, and because you putting yourself in that state of anxiety, or excitement, either one.
Right.
That's why
I
you're
Yeah.
supposed to be calm.
That's why you stay calm. Right.
Yes,
Because when
yeah.
you and then here at the end of this 35, if you look for it, you will see nothing. If you listen for it, you will hear nothing. If you use it, it will support you forever. And that's the thing. Like when you go out and you look for something, if you find it, then that's not it. And if
Okay.
you start listening for something and when you hear it, you got to recognize once again, that's not it, but it in you. That I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said, when you get to this point, when you have emotions, you can almost see that they're fake. You can almost see that you're making it up. Like there's like when you get to this point of
You realize you're deciding to feel a certain way,
right,
and that
and
you're
like
picking that feeling.
right,
Okay.
you can see it and you can like
Yes.
watch it and then you can be and then all of a sudden you stop in the middle of it and you're like weird. Like, I don't have to feel that way.
Exactly. There
And
it
then you
is.
just get up and get on with your shit. Or you decide, I'm going to go ahead and cry. I'm going to go ahead and feel this right now. And that's
Mhm.
cool too. But whatever, but there's this different level of awareness of it.
Yes. And that's the key. It is a different level of awareness. And like I said, at this stage in my life, I got more trust in the things that are unseen than I do in the ones I see.
And I'm
And I
telling you,
think that's where I'm supposed to be now.
that's
But I
right.
do have more faith in the stuff that I can't see than what I actually see, because I know what I see is already what I created from that faith in the first place.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but let me
And
just let
I'm
you go because our elevator's
yeah.
not working, and we on the 17th floor,
Oh
and
shit.
we're trying to figure out how the hell she's supposed to carry this briefcase and this suit this for all her equipment down
All
the
right,
fucking stairs.
you guys,
But
you,
but
you
I
guys
love
call
you,
that
Mark.
front desk. I love you.
Okay,
You have a good day. I'm so glad you're still here. My best to you today
all
and your
right.
whole
Thank
family.
you. My best to
Love
you
you.
as well. All right, take care. Bye bye.
Ciao. All right. The senses distract. I'm going to read this once again. Those who know Tao cannot be harmed. They removed resistance and peace remains, even amid great pain and danger. And that was what I was just mentioning to Lois, is this idea that like even when you are kind of in pain, even when you're among great pain or amid great pain, right? You can you can see that that pain is elected. You can see where now if you're caught in manifestation, as we were talking before, you're gonna get lost in that. You're gonna get lost in that thing. But when you can step back and when you can just be here and you can kind of recognize, this is all made up. I'm just making this up. Then you allow that feeling to be here. But when you're caught in manifestation, you're just like, oh my God. And this is, I see myself as a child, I see myself as an adult, like being all caught in manifestation and allowing the senses to be like, oh, it feels so much. But there's nothing here to feel. Exciting the senses will distract people while they see Tao as a silly waste of time. It's like, but this is serious. This right here is serious, but it's not serious. There's nothing serious here. If you look for it, you will see nothing. If you listen for it, you will hear nothing. If you use it, it will support you forever. That was 35, The Senses Distract. Thank you so much for joining me. If anybody has a number between 1 and 81 you'd like to select, please let me know and step up and you can select the number and we talk about that verse of the Tao Te Ching. If not, I will go ahead and start signing off. My name is Martin John. This is Tao of the Day, and always here to help present you with the work of the Tao. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, keep recovering yourself.